Here you see a 54% decrease in the number of transactions and a 4% decrease in price. So negatives in both categories. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what the Airbnb restrictions in detail have done to the condominium market. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate and Remax Realtron Realty Inc. Back with another video here for you guys today. My contact information in terms of my office, my Gmail, my Instagram, anything you need to get in touch with me with is in the description box as well. Feel free to subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Let's get to the video today. So in today's video, I'm going to actually be taking a request, somewhat of a request, and answering one of the commentators' questions. Jack asked, can you make a video explaining what the Airbnb restrictions have done to the condo market? Now, I've made plenty of videos where I've touched on this. In fact, in 3 months prior to this video, I believe I made an entire video talking about the Airbnb restrictions. But at that point in time, it was mostly projections that came true. And it was mostly touching on the rental side of things, as I will also do here today. If you're not familiar with the Airbnb restrictions, go watch my video on that. Shortly put, Airbnb regulations have made it much more difficult to do short-term rentals because now you have to register it and you can only rent out your primary residences, which excludes for most Airbnb operators the possibility of operating investment condominiums that they just purchased for the sake of doing short-term rentals such as Airbnb. Now, the impact that this has had on the market is twofold, but the two implications are entirely related. Because now these owners of these units can no longer rent out their units on Airbnb, they had to shift towards the long-term rental market. Implication number one, an influx of inventory into the long-term rental market, which caused prices to drop because there was way too much inventory and not enough demand to match it. The demand was diminished due to the pandemic and rates being lower than ever, and people straying away from condos downtown or central locations. If they were going to rent, they would rather rent somewhere else in the suburbs or potentially buy somewhere else in the suburbs. This caused the price to drop. Too much inventory, not enough demand. This caused the price to drop. But implication number two, which is going to be the meat and potatoes of today's video, the main content of today's video, is the effect of it on the condo purchase and sale market. Watch those. But in today's video, I'm going to actually go through examples using a Zoocasa report showing you the implications of these regulations on the purchase and sale market. In short, the owners who did not choose to go to the long-term rental option chose to sell it. And as a result, the same kind of thing occurred in the purchase and sale market. There was an influx of inventory on sale and not enough demand, just like the rental market. In today's video, we're going to go through specific examples of this. This is all credit to the Zoocasa. I'm actually using the report and they do good work. I'm here to break down the report as I see it and provide some analysis for you. If you look at properties 1 to 5, these buildings are known infamously as Airbnb centric buildings, meaning many of those units are not owner occupied. They're not even tenant occupied. They are vacant for Airbnb visitors for 2 weeks here and there. But now, since they can no longer be used as such, investor demand is low, and at the same time, the sellers are looking to push them out and sell them and move off of them. Point being, you see a great stagnation occurring in terms of days on the market and how many sales have happened. Worst case scenarios of these is Peter Condos, 101 Peter Street. Here you see a 54% decrease in the number of transactions and a 4% decrease in price. So negatives in both categories. And furthermore, similarly on the building on Richmond Street, 199 Richmond, those buildings, once again, you see a 50% decrease in number of transactions and a 5% decrease in per square feet figure. Now, I'm telling you, most units downtown are headed towards the direction that these two units are currently at. For instance, look at ICE condos, a 37% decrease in the number of transactions, while price per square feet for number one, as is the case with the other properties on this list, is either marginally higher, in this case 1%, or break even, the highest being 4%. I believe this is the exception to the rule. In other areas, I've broken down the numbers. They're on the downtrend, and Etobicoke, Vaughan. Furthermore, this price per square foot is only up till November 15th, which is pretty recent as the time of recording of this video. But taking into account the upcoming months, December, February, January, I believe those months will reflect worse numbers in terms of price per square foot. That's why for the longest time I've been saying it's a good time to start looking for condos right now up until March of next year, because prices will continue to decline and plateau at some point. But the fact that, for instance, we have 37% decrease in the ICE condos, 26% decrease with these units, these buildings that you see on the screen right now, this indicates that buyers more than ever have options and sellers do not have much leverage, if any, whatsoever. The number of transactions are lower, the days on market are higher. Now, for instance, these are not luxury condos. You can understand for luxury units, any luxury item for any commodity, days on market will naturally be higher. But for instance, for these units, the middle of the road to maybe higher middle class units, the units most people use for Airbnbs, you see a great decrease in percentage points in terms of number of transactions and days on market as well. So these buildings that are infamously known to house Airbnb units, you see, are struggling. And it's not just because of the Airbnb registration and regulations. It's partially because of that, because it's directly because of that in terms of the condo purchase and sale market, and indirectly through the rental market. Because when rental rates drop, so does interest from investors to purchase condominium units. So you see, in a sense, the fact that the rental market was flooded with long-term rental units in these buildings and downtown condos and caused the rental prices to drop also in itself has an effect on the purchase and sale market, because then investors see rents dropping and they stay away from buying, which in another way also affects the condo purchase and sale market as well, in conjunction and concurrently with a flood and an influx of condos coming onto the market, also because of the regulations as well. It's a 50% decrease. That's quite a bit. So that's the video for today. Thanks for watching. This is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate and Realtron Realty Inc. You can find my contact information in the description box. Feel free to get in touch. Thank you very much and enjoy your day.